Hello, Apple, Dandy, and Jade. This is some work that we did here with Apple yesterday. And she's looking at her swing here on the left-hand side, the down-the-line camera. She gets the club back in pretty good shape here. The club's in line with her hands very nicely. Call that being very much on plane. And she maintains her levels very well. If you watch the line I drew above her head, she doesn't go up and down. She maintains her levels very well. Maintains her spine tilt, nice extension of the right leg, good clearance of the right hip going up, the left hip going down, very nice. She returns the club underneath the plane, which is just a natural thing that she does. We never really had to work on this part where she's keeping the club underneath that plane, which is a great thing to see. And she returns the club in very much the same spot she did in the same position going back, which is just tremendous. Still maintain her levels very well. A full release through the shot. And this is what we're working on a little later in the video here. You'll see. Try to keep that left arm rotating around her body, not flying up over her head. I'll show you that in a little bit. This is the face-on view, things that we worked on last time, and also kind of worked on again here yesterday, with making sure she maintains the angle of her pivot, the right leg. Just turn right around that right leg. That line stays intact, and also keeping her head back behind the ball. These are absolutes right here. We don't want to come off or have her head going forward of this line. This is something that she would do. She would tend to drift forward a little bit and go past that line, and that's a no-no in the golf swing. And she's able to do that very nicely right now. Now, the one thing that we're looking at here is she just begins the crossover of the right hand over the left a little too early in the swing. This causes a lot of face rotation. So the club face is really opening and closing a little too quickly. So we're going to try to extend that as we go forward. She shouldn't really achieve that position of the right hand going over the left hand until we get about where the right arm is extended straight out this way. So a lot of face rotation is something I like to see in the golf swing. It's not an absolute where she has to do that, but it will help in the long run for being a little more consistent with controlling the club face. This is the face-on swing of the swing on the left. So very nice, staying back behind it. A lot of good concentration. She's really seems to have a good concentration level when she swings. She's very focused. And over here on the right-hand side of the screen is just her making a dry swing, no golf ball. Just trying to feel like when she gets to the top of her swing, right here with that right arm, you see that perfect L position that she has right here. This is the L position. I like that right arm being away from the body like that. That's a big key for what I like to see in the golf swing. And she comes back down. We're trying to achieve that same position on either side of the swing with the left arm, where she hits it again. That's a perfect swing circle. And like sometimes when she flies her arms up a little bit too much up this way, and her left arm is kind of like this, that really causes her to swing inside out quite a bit, and she'll hit some thin shots, send some shots to the right, because she's really not getting down to the golf ball. But when she makes this move, that's what I want to see. And we come back over here to the left-hand side of the screen where she actually hit the ball with that same move that you see on the right-hand side of the screen. Very well struck right there. And one thing Dandy mentioned on the phone the other day was about how, she was on the driving range, she didn't hit that many good shots. Well, she's in a position right now where eye-hand coordination is going to come the more that she practices. She keeps hitting these spots right here. She's going to get more comfortable with her swing and just the bottom of her swing and making the club face beat the golf ball squarely. And she will be fine. I wouldn't worry about any miss hits right now. By the time she gets into the next summer, you won't see too many miss hits. Okay, now here's a swing from earlier on the left that I showed you just a minute ago. And over here on the right-hand side, we're trying to get those arms going a little bit longer to the target. So you'll see the crossover happening a lot later. she's going to achieve, you still see, if you look at the hands right here, not the same position, and I'll draw a little line for it. You'll see quite a bit the bottom knuckles right there. We're over here on this side, you see they're hiding. That means she's carried the club face a lot squarer through impact. And I want the club face or the right hand to merely pass the left hand, not to roll over the left hand. And so here you see much better extension through the ball on the right-hand side of the screen. Something we will continue to work on with Apple to lengthen that area of squareness. And what she did, when she does that, when she actually turns her body through the shot, like we talked about, trying to get her to turn through the shot and achieve that L position on the follow-through, she will, automatically almost get that position of squareness better through the shot. So sometimes when you work on one thing, other things kind of fall in line. That's kind of the things I like to see when I teach. You work on one thing and it affects maybe one or two other things. It's always a good equation. And kind of the same thing, that's a different swing here on the left-hand side of the screen. Really fantastic pivot, cannot do better than that. Really turned behind the ball very well. And then she, once again, is turning her chest through the ball, and you'll see, once again, that better extension. You're not going to see that early release of the club head. Much more control right there. Okay, a little bit later, we got to do some 3-woods here. And you can see that same nice backswing. I like this position right here where the club kind of crosses the line a little bit. That's a nice power position. It means she's really setting her right hand for a really powerful hit. So the club going across the line is something I think is a good thing. And we're going to watch here on the downswing. She gets in a very good position again. She's really turning her body. Her right side's coming around. Her right heel's releasing. Her right ankle is extending. The right knee's going out. Good pivot through the ball. Really going to whip those arms through. And we will tend to see a little bit more of the arms flying up in this position the longer the club gets, just because she's swinging so much faster with the longer clubs, much more weight at the end of that club the longer it gets. Now this is not as bad as some of the swings where she really got it way up in here, with her arms, kind of like this. She's actually pretty good right here for a 3-wood. I'm going to bring up a swing from last week here on the right-hand side of the screen with her 3-wood, and you can see what I'm talking about as far as when she comes through the shot. Although she's in pretty good shape right here with her pivot, everything's looking very nicely. She kind of stops her pivot. See her lower body just stops moving. It's just all arms right there. It's just all the arms, and they're going to flash up very high. You see this left arm is almost vertical right here. And like I said, that's going to cause shots out to the right. It's going to cause shots that are topped. Just kind of thin shots. Over here was last week with the driver. One of the best things about her swing right now is that she really understands, I'm not really sure we'll talk about that in the future, but she really performs the pivot. Look how she's turning out of the way. The club's still back behind her. That's a great move right there. Really great position. Really coming off the right foot, staying back behind the ball. And that's a little too high again. So as you can see, we're going to take her to a position that's more into here than flying up so high with her arms. So another really good day for Apple, and we're just going to go forward. Make sure she learn to play this game. That just looks so beautiful swinging. So I think, next year as we get into the next summer, we do have a Goose Creek traveling team where they play on Tuesday nights, usually 3:30, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And so next summer, that might be something to look at next spring and summer, to where we get onto the Goose Creek team. And not worry about the U.S. Kids Golf where you have to travel so much, but just doing some stuff here locally in the Inland Empire. And that's, I think, where we want to get her to go initially. So I will see you all soon, and I look forward to it as usual.